What's going on, world? It's your boy Boom, man, and we back. 2022, we back at it for This Is 50. Got some more great interviews on the way. And first off, to kick it off for 2022, we got the one and only, the gorgeous KJ Smith in the building, man.
Oh, thank you.
If you guys don't know, you haven't seen her on the popular Tyler Perry show, Sistas. She's the best actress on the show. I got to But why we're here today is because, we have to introduce her to the Power Universe now. So KJ Smith, you're part of the Power Universe, man. How does it feel?
I feel so honored. Unbeknownst to anyone, I've been a fan of the Power Universe for a very long time. And so I feel honored just to be a part of such a history-making franchise.
So for those that don't know, let them know which show you're going to be on, and pretty much you can give a little bit of detail about, or not too much detail about your character because it's still a secret because you're just now filming, but let them know which show you're going to be on.
I'm on Book of Canon, and I can't get in trouble. I'm new here, I am not about to mess this up, but right. I play a character named Palomar. And this one really pulled me out of my comfort zone. This woman is like no woman I had ever met before, taking on this role. So I hope that everyone loves her, even though they may not.
Now, are you just as powerful will you be just as powerful on this show as you were on Sisters as Andy?
I think I'm a woman trying to get power. I'm trying to get it however I can. So in the traditional sense, no, I find ways to try to manipulate or coax in order to get the power that I feel like I deserve, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we definitely gonna get into this audition process. Now, was there an audition process for you to do Raising Kanan, or was it like, hey, we saw you on this hit show, we want you to join our universe?
No. It was definitely when you asked me earlier what show I'm on, did I say Book of Canan or did I say Raising Kanan?
Raising Kanan, you said it.
Okay, good. I was like, wait.
Don't worry.
Okay, all right, you got me. Okay. No, I definitely had an audition process. I was asked to audition, and I was in the middle of doing like a keynote speech at the time, and I was like, for my university, and I was like, I want to get it to you by the end of the day, but I had done this speech, it was a whole thing, and I was like, so I actually, unfortunately, was like, oh man, I won't be able to get this audition to you, unfortunately. And the blessing was that they were still casting. So I hit up my agents, and I was like, wait, they're still casting for this role? Like, put me in. Like, I need to audition for this. Like, I need the opportunity to at least be seen. And sure enough, they were like, okay, yeah, we want to see you. Cool. So, we set up, everything's virtual now. So I set up, I rehearsed it overnight. I was just like pounding the pavement, like, how did I do? Like, trying to figure out the beats and the moments. And it really took me a long time to really figure the character out, at first. And then I did the audition, and casting was so, I guess, collaborative. They were just like, okay, try it again. And I'm just like, yeah, okay. And I love that. I love a collaborative audition, because what happens is, we're artists. So I can have my own interpretation of the character, but particularly casting and producers, they know exactly what's happening with the character. Because when you're auditioning, they only give you this much. You don't know a lot. You're like, I know she's a woman, my age range, and we're in New York.
Right. So you definitely gotta show your natural side, your natural talent.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's like, I come with my own interpretation based on the information I have. And it was a blessing that they were like, well, she's actually more like this, or, they gave her a little bit more detail. They gave me a little bit more details on who she was. And I'm always grateful for that, because now I can take it, add it to my performance, and then try it again. So it was really a blessing. And, life-changing, honestly, because, I ended up getting a call like later that day. So I was grateful. I was really grateful.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, you definitely said you were doing a keynote speaking while this audition process was going. So what we learned from KJ Smith is she's a mentor for the Yes organization, which is youth emerging stronger, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so in this, you take it back home to Florida, right? Because you're a Tallahassee girl. So
that's right.
To break it down, man, what's Yes, and how did you get involved in doing this?
Yes is Youth Emerging Stronger, and it is basically a homeless population that is the youth. So it's 12 to 24, which is oftentimes it's overlooked. So, babies get taken care of or adopted or in foster care. And then you have the adult homeless population who have enough life experience to find resources to go where they need to go to continue to survive or overcome or flourish or thrive. But this youth population, they oftentimes get overlooked. And to me, they're the most important part because they're the game changers for our future, right? So it's the 18-year-olds who are going to change the world. They're going to build the new things. They are going to have the innovation and create new things for us. So they always get underlooked. So it's important for me to be a part of this organization because sometimes all it takes is seeing a 14, 15-year-old and saying, you can do this. I believe in you, because they have no one telling them that. They have, and what I try to say is, you are not this circumstance. You will overcome this moment. This is just me. When I was 14 and 15, everything was a big deal. Everything, it was the end of the world. Everything was high stakes. And, and these kids are so strong. Like they are so strong. They're stronger than, I certainly was at that age, because they continue to persevere. So they deserve to be loved on. They deserve to be encouraged. They deserve to get resources. They deserve to have brand new clothes. They deserve to have new things. And they deserve to feel good and poured into. So it's really important to me because I knew how important it was for me to just have one person believe in me, just change my whole world. Just one. That's all it took. So, if any of your listeners or followers are listening, please go to the Yes organization. I don't know the exact website. If you could put it in your
I'll put it at the bottom.
Please, yeah, put it at the bottom. Please go there and find out how you can help add value to these kids' lives. And Raising Kanan is actually like, that's the age group I'm talking about. When you get lost in the system, things get lost in translation, and now kids are trying to understand sexuality and understand social media and being bullied without these kids even leaving their house. So now is more important than ever, like, for mentorship. So if your followers or fans find the time, please pour into these youth. They need it so bad.
No doubt. Now, definitely coming from Tallahassee, we got to ask you, Tallahassee is really only known for one big thing, but now they got you doing your thing, trailblazing a trail for young women like yourself to, get into acting or get into entertainment in anything that they want to do, or mentorships like you do now. But I want to ask you, what was it like growing up in Tallahassee?
It was interesting. I think, I'm innately jolly, my parents are jolly. So I think that I never felt like I had the circumstance I actually had. In my mind, I was already here. In my imagination, I was already here. So I grew up on 911 Delaware Street. Y'all could Google it. It was 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, tiny little house. And my family is like, it's a country city, so it's just, I had a very interesting upbringing. But in my childlike mind, I was living like, I don't know, Ashley from Fresh Prince.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
yeah.
in my mind, because, my God bless my parents, because they allowed me to feel like a princess, even when the circumstances didn't match that. Right. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even though, we were not in the best neighborhood, and we didn't have, it wasn't until I was an adult. Honestly, it wasn't until I was like, I think I was like 17 years old, and I went to my friend from school's house, and they had like 2 stories, and I was like, what is this? Like, I couldn't grasp the concept, because only people on TV had 2-story houses. Like the Brady Bunch had it, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air had it. Those are the people who had 2-story houses. I couldn't conceptualize that. So again, like, it's important for me to talk to young women from Tallahassee, because it's like, you can do anything, no matter what your circumstances, no matter where you come from, no matter what your background, no matter who told you no. And so many people told me no, because it wasn't anything, nobody had done it before. You want to know who really inspired me to get out of Tallahassee?
Who?
T-Pain.
See?
Pain. Tallahassee Pain. When he blew up, and, he became this megastar, and I was like, hold up. This man he changed the game. He changed the game. And he's from Tallahassee. And I said, I can do it. I can do this. So he inspired me. I don't know if he knows that. I know he knows that.
He will now.
He will know now. But yeah, like, it sounds weird to say, but yeah, just seeing someone do it can inspire you. Like, yeah, I can do it too. I get so many messages where people are like, I'm from Tallahassee, but I don't know if I want to da-da-da-da. I'm like, just do it. Just do it. Like, you can do this. I live in LA, and everyone comes from everywhere. So I always encourage people, you know what? What's a blessing in this day and age? You don't even have to move to change your life.
Nah.
You could literally change your life from your home, wherever you're at. So, now I don't necessarily tell people to move, but I do tell them to pursue whatever it is they want to pursue.
Okay. Now, being that, T-Pain had a huge inspiration on you breaking out into entertainment, I got to ask you, what are your top 5 T-Pain songs? Your top 5 favorite T-Pain songs?
Oh, well, Buy You Drink has to be one. He was with a group called Nappy Heads, and I don't remember the name of the song, but there was a part in the song that was like, who was that in All That Black? And that's all I remember. I haven't heard the song in years, but he was with the group called the Nappy Heads. So that's one thing that people don't, you got to be from Tallahassee to even know that song. Right. But that's definitely in my top 2. I'm Sprung.
Of course.
Please.
Of course.
I'm Sprung. Absolutely. Is another one. Those are my top 3. All that matters is the top 3.
Okay. Well,
those were the original. That's the original T-Pain we fell in love with. That is T-Pain, Tallahassee Pain.
Okay. Well, being that, let's get back into Raising Kanan. Being that Raising Kanan takes place in the 90s, what are your fondest 90s moments?
Oh, I like the Stonewash era. I love the big bamboo earring era. That was my favorite. It was the fashion for me. The 90s the fashion was crazy, and I loved it because it was for everybody. It was the big sweaters, and it was the heels were low. Like, you could go out and not have to, you could party all night because the heels were this low. I wish they would bring that back.
So you can always start the trend. You can always start the trend.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. But yeah, I think the 90s fashion was just something to really be inspired by. And I think it's no coincidence that it's back now. I find myself wearing things 90 inspired right now in 2022. So that's something that I'm always going to hold dear.
Okay. Now going into the Power universe as a fan, how exciting is this for you? Just as a fan watching the show, growing up, I mean, not growing up on the show, but just watching it develop from like Power season 1, the very first one, until expand into a universe now. But like, how does it feel for you? Just like you said, you were a fan going into this now, just actually being a part of the family.
Oh man, it feels like, so from the first Power, you know, watching the evolution of each character, it feels like I know everybody. So when I go to set, I'm like, hey, how, I'm like, how are you? And they're looking at me like, hey, and I forget, like, they don't know me. I know them, unless they see my work, then of course they're like, yo, I'm a fan of your work or whatever. We have that exchange, which is really cool. But in the event that they don't, they're like, hey. So it just feels like I get to work with some of my favorite people, because I've followed their journey for so long. So it's like, man, this is really cool to be a part of something so great. And you know what? This experience has made me have that desire for all my future experiences, just to walk in like, yo, work with people I admire and people who inspire me. Like, I'm an ego-free artist. Like, my favorite thing is just to strip myself of ego. And I was a background artist for 6 years, right? So when you're a background artist, and what that means is the person who's like in the back, like, yeah, not saying words, right? Yeah. So you have to practice not having an ego, because no one is looking. It's like you're essential to the project. However, everyone in the forefront is getting the lights and the mics and everything on them. So for me, I take my background practice and I come in humble and just appreciative and honored to be on set. So it's like every time I'm there, it's like the first day of school. It's the excitement and the joy and the creativity. When you're a true artist and when you're a true creator, my cast has video of me like just jumping around, like, yeah, let's go. I'm just a high energy person. So right. Like sometimes for a scene in my trailer, I just jump up and down, like, let's go. Like I should have been a football player, I feel like, or like how the football players come out like, athlete. Yeah. Like that's how I feel before I go on set. Just like, let's go, because every shot is different. Every take is new. Every artist I work with is fresh and ready to go. Every director, every producer, like, is hungry, and that's what keeps my creative flow, is just being like, yeah, how can I do something that's going to touch people today? How can I make someone feel what I feel right now when they watch this? Because it's not about me. It's about you seeing yourself in me, or you seeing somebody in me. Correct. Correct. When I make it about myself, then it's trash.
Okay. Well, being that you're coming into Raising Kanan season 2, I want to ask you, what is your favorite moment from season 1?
Oh no. It was when it was the betrayal between Rock and Canon. I mean, I hated it, but it made me feel so many feelings, and that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Rock, I love Canon on the show. Like, they are just I love their relationship. And it's just like, you watch them build and grow, and you watch him teach her. I mean, you watch her teach him things, and you watch him F up, and and it's just like, why did you do that? Like, it's just the betrayal for me, that I was just like, how could you do something like that to your son? You know, it was just hard for me to take in, but also it was my favorite because that made me feel all the feelings I needed to feel. And I'm like, you trying to keep this man from his dad? Like, you know, it's just like, it was just so frustrating. Like, it was so frustrating. It made me so mad. I get emotional. I watch the show and I'm in here like eating popcorn, like, girl.
For sure. Like the rest of us. Now,
Right.
going into season 2, what is something you are really hopeful of to happen in season 2? Without spoiling anything, just what do you as a fan personally want?
I think
season 2?
I think it's what we all want to see. We want to see we want to watch the Kanan character grow up. So that's my favorite thing, like just watching him evolve into this person he's going to become and what that looks like, because we see where he ends up, right? So I want to see that in between. What are the things that made him into this being? And I think that's the most entertaining part of it all. The relationships he builds or breaks on the way is the most fascinating part to me. Yeah, I think everyone's going to enjoy that too.
All right. And then your favorite character in the Power universe, just out of the whole thing, your favorite character.
Out of the whole thing?
Out of the whole universe, who is your favorite character?
Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I can't do that.
You gotta have one.
Oh, it gotta be the original. Like, I can't, like.
Okay, but you can only pick one. You only got one. Who is your favorite character in the Power universe?
My newest favorite character is Rock. Rock is my newest favorite character because she always finds a way. She's just like, sometimes I'm like, all right, how you gonna get out of this? And, you know, she's literally, sometimes it looks like she's raising more than one son because of her brothers. And it's like, to navigate in this male dominated industry, so to speak, she's holding her own. And it's inspiring because it, you know, obviously a woman like me, I can resonate to that because that's what the industry I'm in is male dominated. So it's like, it requires a certain level of, you know, you got to have a certain level of fortitude and like persistence, because you're like, just because someone said no, or they don't trust you because the way you look or your gender or something like that, you can't just give up. You have to let them know, no, I'm here. I'm that chick. And and you fall in line, or, you know, you get left, you know? So, you know, she inspires me to like really tap into, you know, that like boss chick energy and not be a victim. Like she could have fallen apart so many times, and we kind of watch her kind of almost fall apart. That's the interesting part. It's like you watch her like almost like stop, and then she's all of a sudden like, nah, I'm not gonna stop. Come see me, you know? So
correct.
She's my new favorite. But I mean, since you made me choose.
That's what we do around here. And then lastly, I want to ask you, well, you know, you have acting, you have motivational speaking, but also you are planning a wedding. So we want to get into that. So tell us about what you got going on with that as far as the planning goes.
Oh, it's gonna be big. It's been very exciting. I did not know. It's like a production. It's like if I were designing a play. or a movie or something like that, because it's so many moving parts. You got to location scout, you got to find your designer, you got to find your event planner, you know, all these roles are just like the industry. And I'm a producer, so I produce my own content. So it's like, I thought it would be easy because I'm like, oh, it's no different than, you know, when I produce my short films or my, you know, web series and things like that. But it's not, because, you know, I also am including my family, I'm including my friends. So even having that awareness of, you know, well, are they going to be okay if I have it in this location or that? So it's been tough for me because I want everybody there. I want all my friends there. I want to be lit. I want to just have a good time. Like, my motto is stay lit and stay woke. So I want, you know, I you know, people will say, oh, it's a wedding, it's not that big a deal. But, you know, when you go on a journey of love and you lose and you lose and you lose and you win, that is to be celebrated. And I didn't even understand that because I had not found my person. So I used to be like, a wedding is waste. It's such a waste for a day. And now I'm in that position. So I'm just like, nah, we gonna celebrate. We are all going to celebrate.
Really, congratulations with that. And then like I said, we got the new actor, or not new actress, but we got actress KJ Smith. She's new to the Power universe, so make sure you guys show her some love, show her all the support when Raising Kanan season 2 comes out later on this year. We're really excited for your role as well as the show. We really see what trouble you bring to the show at that. I mean, we saw Sisters. You know, it's not. Y'all be.
Angel, maybe I'll come on the show and just like be a fairy godmother.
First of all, this is the Power universe. That's not possible. So nice try though. But definitely, if you guys want to get prepared for KJ Smith when she enters the Power universe, make sure you go check out all the seasons of Sistas, because she's definitely showing a lot of great acting skills and great situations and moments, you know, dealing with these 4 beautiful queens on the show. But make sure you go check out Sisters on BET right now. It's available right now. Raising Kanan season 1 is available right now for you to check out on Stars as we get ready for season 2, which she'll be a major part of. And make sure you guys check out the Yes organization that she's a mentor for, and we'll definitely have that at the bottom. So, hey, like I said, it's KJ Smith. Boom. This is 50. We out of here. Peace.
Bye, boom.